name is Ziggy. I'm an influencer now.
Cheese.
I come from a long line of farmers.
Hey, big city princess, just checking in on you.
You gotta come home. What's up, cuz?
Hey.
You heard our girl Ziggy's back in the homeland.
I have an exciting new partnership to share with you all. I'm like a brand ambassador for seeds.
They basically own half the world. I'm sorry to say this, cuz, but they are the enemy.
You know that girl.
Some people are coming here to take something very special from you.
You gotta stop smoking so much weed.
Do you know where they keep their seeds?
Potato.
War has been declared. And do you know what my people did to our enemies during wartime? Allow me to demonstrate.
It's a pretty dark bedtime stories, isn't it?
First of all, welcome. We're here with the Extra Mile. I want to say congrats on your world premiere, which was last night, and your first directorial debut. So I watched the film, and early on, we kind of in Seeds, we see Ziggy's journey as starting out as an online influencer, and how she also is. It kind of conflicts with protecting her people's legacy. So I'm curious, what kind of inspired you to create that theme of blending in social media to such deep cultural roots? I want to hear, what was the idea behind that?
I mean, I think the reason why I chose an influencer as her job was because I knew I basically started the whole film with the very small idea that I wanted to do something like Home Alone. And so I wanted her to have to come and house sit or be alone at a home, and there's some sort of, threat. And so I also knew that I wanted her to start in the city and then have to go back home. And so for her profession, or what she was doing in the city, I didn't want to make it too close to what I do. I didn't want to make her an actress or something in the industry that was just too on the nose. And at the time that I started developing the script, influencing was becoming a thing, and the concept of influencing was just so strange to me and so incongruent with native with indigenous ideas or something. I don't know. Because there was I don't think I'm the only person who thought that influencing was a weird new job, and then on top of that, being an Indigenous influencer, your thoughts are, do you even know the company that you're working for, what you're selling? Did you know that this company is actually connected to this? And so that's sort of how the influencer thing came up, because in the beginning I just thought it was a ridiculous job. But now I have respect for it. I do, truly, I have respect for it. I'm doing it too. And I have a lot of friends who are influencers, and I told them all of this, So that's sort of how that aspect of the film came up, was just, it kind of happened simultaneously as I was writing, that I was sort of discovering this thing that I just thought was so odd. I guess that's the word. It's just like an odd new gig, that people are able to do.
No, I love that. And how did Dallas get involved in the film? How did that come together?
We had met a long time ago in 2016, and then we worked together on. I mean, I'm friends with all of the dudes in the 1491s. They're like my brothers. They inspired me a long time ago to start creating my own content. I watched a whole bunch of their YouTube videos one sad pilot season in LA, and I was like, man, if these guys can do it, I can do it. So then I made this short film called The Smoke Shack, and I sent it to them, and I said, I didn't tell them anything about it. I didn't reach out to them until the film was actually made, and I said, I just want you to know that I made this film after going on a rabbit hole of watching all of their shorts that they had, all of their comedy shorts that they had on online, and then we kind of just became bros, and here we are.
She's being modest. I was a traditional pole dancer, and traditional pole dancer, fourth generational pole dancer.
No, I thought it was brings out this brotherly, cousinly. He irritates me in the best way, in the most loving way, truly. So, and we have fun together. So I thought that bringing him along to something like this, if the audience sees that you're having fun on screen, I think they have fun watching that, and it's more of a pleasure to watch. And
Yeah.
he brings that.
And then what kind of drew you to the role, Dallas? Like,
What
what drew you to the role? Like, what made you kind of?
the opportunity to play a Mohawk man
Yeah, it should be an honor.
is an honor. I felt blessed. No, I think that just the opportunity to work for Kaniehtiio was like that's the main excuse I needed was to be in a film that she wrote, and I've been a fan of hers for a long time, and I know the tremendous effort she put into bringing this film to life, and so I just wanted to be a part of that. So I think it also felt good to just play a character that I feel so grounded in, just knowing all my cousins and brothers and really being able to channel that in this was really fun.
And like, what do you kind of hope that viewers will take away from watching Seeds and let's say their like relationship with just fighting for the environment?
I mean, they I hope that they get the message all while having a fun ride watching it. You know, you, Mr. Environmental Activist.
Me. No, I think what I would hope out of it is just to remind the viewer, especially non-native viewers, like it's not even like a drive. It's not even like there's like a mission for action out of this. It's more like a reminder that Indigenous peoples there's still righteous anger and rage about what has happened and what continues to happen, and that this is just affirmation of those feelings. And what you see on screen is very much an affirmation of how a lot of people feel at times and how they wish they could act or the actions that they wish could take and on the most extreme end. And it's just for me as an audience, solely as an audience member watching this, when I see the main character and the journey she goes from the very beginning to the very end, I'm with her the entire way. There's never a moment where I'm like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't like. No, I'm with her the entire route, the entire path. Just as much as I was with Graham Greene, who's in the movie, his character in Clear Cut is another marquee moment for Native cinema, and his character was like very brutal in his reaction to protecting in that character in the movie. It was very brutal in his effort to protect the land. So I think it's in the same vein.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for everyone to kind of really see it because it was definitely a big journey from the beginning to the end, and I definitely don't want to give too much away. But I guess so. My last question would be, so we're all about going the extra mile. So how do you guys go the extra mile, whether that be in your personal life or professional life?
I think that I went the extra mile. I'm proud to say I'm proud of this by making sure that my community was involved. Even though we shot in North Bay, I was able to access this grant through the Indigenous Screen Office, so I could bring some people from my reserve, younger people who are kind of have been dabbling in the film industry, but have just been waiting for sort of somebody to usher them in or open that door for them. And it's especially hard because we're an anglophone community but surrounded by francophones. It's very hard to bust into the industry there if you're in the technical side. So I was able to access this grant and bring up a handful of people, and they came up to North Bay, and they were able to, I had the director's assistant, and there was somebody working in props, and there was somebody working in set deck and in the editing suite, and I think there was like a grip. So that was a very, very important thing, aspect of this whole experience for me, because I don't think it would be the same movie at all if I didn't have them all there with me. It was very family kind of holistic environment. If like we stayed in a house that had a huge porch and a barbecue, and we were right on the lake, and any chance that I had to invite anybody over to come and eat, that's just how I function. And so to be able to have these. I don't want to say kids. I say kids, but they're like one of them's like 30, but still to have them be able to
You call
come
what do you
over.
know the trainees?
Yeah, the trainees.
The trainees, which
They're always
sounds
gonna be
even
the trainees.
yeah, even sounds diminutive. Like it's the trainees, and
They're so important to me.
it's adorable because they come off like, oh, I'm just happy to be here, guys.
Yeah.
What do you need,
But
Mrs. Horn?
that is how I think that I went the extra mile to make this, you know. And you
And also I say it continues. Wherever she goes, she has an entourage of family and community around her. Last night, there were half the crowd was her fucking family. So no, it's always inspiration to see that. It's a good form of modeling. I don't know. I guess I think that the answer to that question for me is very much on a more macro level. Like I try to go my extra mile by also staying connected to my family and my children and home because being an actor is very hard. And the time away from the family is a lot of impact, and it's something that her and I have talked about and connect with. And just seeing how she balances that, I try to find that balance as well, and trying to be.
My son comes everywhere with me,
Yeah.
and I will pay for a family member to watch my son the entire he's here right now, and I don't care that I'm paying. The more important thing is that he's with me, So.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you both for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the festival.